What's up, everyone? It's Mr.StealUrGurl coming at you with not a StealSpeaks opencast. You haven't heard me say that in a long time. Anyhow, this match was sent in to me titled Althis versus Nightmare. Now, many of you may know Nightmare as one of the better players back in the day, and it appears he is still playing if this is true. Anyhow, let's see if I can pronounce these players' names. Of course, the map is the iconic Fields of Isis. Let's see who we got. We got Zekin. And I do believe that is Althis, because I think Althis really likes the color purple. And Zekin is dropping down an air factory. So if Zekin is not Althis, please let me know in the comments below. I apologize. And Kirito-kun. And I'm going to say this is Nightmare. I have actually cast Kirito-kun before in a 2v2 with Kirito-kun and Althis. So I'm going to say this is Nightmare. So if this isn't Nightmare, please let me know in the comment section below. He is spawning in as the white UEF, dropping down a land factory that is slowly getting done, and he really wants to secure these two land factories up front and get this eco rolling. And a land factory dropping down for Althis, and looks like Nightmare is going for the Titan bots, which is an insane thing to do. And I like this sneaky little energy generator being built right there. And I kind of like how Althis isn't scouting just yet. Althis is building up a critical mass. Well, never mind. It looks like Althis might have just forgotten to scout, or just wanted to have at least one or two planes to deal with anything that may actually come up, which I'm going to say that's what happened. And a nice scout going off, so Althis sees all the things, sees that there's nothing tricky being built. And yes, Althis does have a critical mass, because the pursuing units would probably just be one, and this is going to be very annoying to deal with. One little free pass on that radar. That radar is going to probably go down before any AA could be built to deal with it. And boom! Down it goes. Very nice pickup. And that is why Althis waited, I believe. And I like this radar way up front under a factory shield. MMLs could be a problem, but Althis took a quick look at the enemy base and saw that there were no air or no MMLs even being built. And a little bombing run takes a large chunk of HP off of that, but Althis with its great micro pulled those units away, saying, I would rather keep them, please. And is there an AA unit on that? Yes, there is, but a different air unit was targeted. This constant harassment is causing Nightmare to waste lots of mass on on factories. Is that air unit gonna bite it? Oh, and down goes the first air unit of Althis, and a nice repair job there from that engineer, bringing the health back up to yellow. But Althis insists that mech dies, so one more pass should do it. And no! Oh, and so many air go down. A miss micro there. 3 air units go down, and that is such a waste of units there for Althis. And I like how... Oh my goodness! The entire Air Force, except for these two in the back of the base, were destroyed by Nightmare's AA and Air Force. I like how Nightmare built up an Air Force, but I do not like that micro there. If you would notice that Nightmare's air units just allowed Althis' air units to get right behind them. And we got Nightmare attacking with a large group of Titan bots and an attack going on, and it's force structure detonate, not taking out enough Titan bots, if there is any even taken out. And I like this micro. This is top-notch micro from very good players, and a nice bombing run taking out several Titan bots. And I like these point defense. I do wish they're under a factory shield, but you can't win them all. And these bots are going to take out this area. Down goes one bot. Come on, bots, get in there. Do some damage, and I like this. They do such great damage. The DPS on bots are crazy good. And a little air fractar up down here taking out lots of air units here. And an unfavorable thing going on there for Nightmare once again, getting shot in the back, but air units just stopping doing nothing. Nightmare's taking out mass extractors, causing so much havoc, but it appears that Althis already rebuilt some mass extractors that were destroyed, and it appears the Loyalist and Brackman combination put an end to Nightmare's reign of terror. It appears that Althis woke up from the nightmare. Wah wah. I'm sorry, that was a terrible joke, but had to say it. And Althis is pretty much recovered from the attack. There are the same amount of mechs that were before the attack occurred. So well done there, Althis. And I love the research stations all around there. Kirito-kun, also known as Nightmare, needs to consider getting some experimentals. And I like the scout, seeing all that he could see. And Althis being tricky, building another air factory, making sure that he has air superiority all day long. Engineers slowly going back, trying to catch up to the mass. A little fractar happened right there, but since there are zero, I don't know why there isn't any artillery units in this army. Since there are no artillery units in this army, this little choke point was not going to happen, because the Brackman said, heck no. A couple Brackman shots do a large amount of damage. And I like this wall of energy generators. It would be better at the edges of mechs, but this would definitely slow down any army pushing in to attack Althis' base, with the structure detonate being a real problem. These are kind of a double-edged sword. They provide power and a great defense at the same time. And it appears fat boys are being built. Very nice there. I do enjoy that. And lots of energy. Yes, at this point, energy is a commodity that is required. And the first experimental on the field, there is the megalith just walking around Althis' base. Look at that cannon. I'd hate to see that pointed at me. Thankfully, it's only a video game. And I like the sneaky sneak right there, knocking over some trees, being very obnoxious, causing... And I think it's the radar right there. I think that radar would see everything there's an upgrade, and wisely backing out of that, seeing that one megalith 2, I would not push those units into that area either. And one fat boy to challenge that megalith. I think that fat boy definitely has the advantage here in the wide open spaces on open palms. But of course, if they became closed palms, the fat boy would be a liability. And looky here, the fat boy shaving off lots of health on that megalith. Where? Oh, the laser beam is coming from the side. I always thought it came from the eyeballs for some reason. But here is a nice little attack from Althis, I mean, Nightmare taking out Althis's first Megalith. That is a painful thing indeed. And Althis' Air Force responds to Nightmare's Fat Boy. Unfortunately for Nightmare, there is nothing to stop this, as Althis just utterly annihilates that Fat Boy. Looks like this Megalith is just chilling out, just catching up some rays here on open palms. Look how beautiful that unit is. I do like that. And let's just take a look at a Fat Boy. Let's not be biased here. This is a beautiful unit as well. Quite square, quite deadly. Look at those cannons. 5 cannons, 4 mini cannons, and 1 super destructive cannon. 2 Fat Boys walking in synchronicity as this Megalith gets in range and destroys a mech, and it looks like another mech is being targeted, but that laser beam does a low amount of damage, super woeful. And boom, very nice shot there. Linked railgun on the mass extractor, so these are going to have point defense that could be very deadly. And I missed an air fight there. I am sorry there, viewers at home viewing this. Maybe you're not at home viewing this on your mobile device. And Althis was in a very bad position. Nightmare was getting lots of nice hits off right from the back. And I think oh my goodness, that hurt so bad. I think the research points of Nightmare would have been better spent on AA on units. That would have been really, really helpful at this point. But shoulda, woulda, coulda. But the linked, oh, I see what it is. AA on all these units here. If he keeps his units back, they could do so much damage. But that is a very, very scary force right here. We got adapters, Brackman, loyalists. We got a cicada there and 3 megaliths. That is 5 megaliths. That is in a working air force. The cicada is the only thing that could be really targeted now manually by the player, but these adapter shields are so good at what they do. It's 2 cicadas up. Look at all the damage done. 1 Fat Boy down. Afterburners going in with the smaller units. An air fight overhead. This is beautiful. The adapters are doing their damage, and Nightmare pulls them away. The air units away. Fat Boys going down left and right. They just can't take down the cicada. An invisible army destroying all the Fat Boys. A gantry goes down. Several things go down, and I think Nightmare made the right decision to control Kane, because there is no coming back from such destruction. Look at that cicada there doing its thing. It is one weird looking unit. Let's take a look at the cicada. Look at that guy. It is an oddball unit. 6 legs, weird looking head. Well, it's a weird looking head because it has that thing allowing the cloaking device to go off. So very well played there by Althis. That was awesome. There's Althis just chilling there, helping out this gantry build faster, and hanging out with a lovely megalith friend and 2 research stations. So well done there, Althis. That was an excellent match. And Nightmare, that was awesome as well. I really loved how fast your Titans took out a bunch of mass extractors, and how you quickly responded to the threat coming at you, but it just wasn't enough against such a great player. Not to say you aren't a great player yourself, but Althis just took the cake today. But anyhow, Nightmare, thank you for sending this in. You are awesome, even though it was a losing match for you. Or maybe it was an observer, but I'm assuming it was you, because you knew the players' names. So anyhow, Zekin, aka Althis. I know it's you because you're purple. Well done. Thank you for playing Nightmare and Althis. And thank you for watching, viewers at home. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed casting it. Hit that like button. Hit subscribe. Share with your friends, families, and foe families. Friends, family, and foes. And as always, everyone, GG.